everyone, welcome to another Dragon Ball Legends video in which the Clashing Universes Ultimate Survival Campaign is about to begin with the closure of the 8th anniversary after party tomorrow. But before I get into all of that exciting information, please consider liking if you enjoy this video, and if you enjoy the channel, please also consider subscribing as well if you have not done so already. So let's go over the information that has been shared. There will be a new supporter from the Majin Buu saga as well, joining the battle alongside the Universe Survival Saga character I'm about to go over, and the hint is green and yellowish ice cream. Now, the initial guess from the community was Kale and Caulifla. Makes sense. You were primed to believe that it's going to be a Universe Survival Saga character. Green, yellow, Kale and Caulifla. Makes perfect sense. However, there's just one tiny wrench in that theory. We've had multiple, not only Kale and Caulifla themselves during 7th anniversary, but we've also had Kefla as well recently, very, very recently. But, and what I did not expect, we are actually going to get Legend Android 17 and Golden Frieza, and as well, this was actually showcased early on the Bandai Mobile Games YouTube channel, where they accidentally set the premiere of the reveal video earlier than they were supposed to, I think by a couple days or so. So that was slightly disappointing to see this release leaked. I'll say that up front. However, there is of course no reveal video tied to this, since we had one last week, and they typically don't do full-on videos 2 weeks in a row. And I actually had work by the time this character information was supposed to drop. I am recording this hours after this information has went live. I've only skimmed over it, and my gosh. Let's get into the info. They look broken, okay? I'm genuinely saying that up front. Yo, they look broken. Let's get into this, please, let's get straight into this. They look broken, y'all. They actually look broken. I do not say that lightly. They genuinely look must run. They are broken. So broken. Let's go. Alright, everyone, starting off with the Majin Buu saga supporter, Babidi. Honestly, I really like the supporter feature because it brings characters who wouldn't normally have a chance to showcase themselves and battle into battles, such as characters like Babidi, like Bulma, like Shilai, like Jocko, like Dende. I really do like the supporter feature. It is genuinely amazing to me, but let's go over that effect. If you lose the Rising Rush wager, there's a chance to overturn the results. This is the same effect as Fortune Teller Baba. I assume there's going to be some sort of, if your opponent has Majin Buu Saga, the chance is higher to overturn the results. But typically this is a very, very low chance to overturn the Rising Rush wager. However, if you can pull that effect off, that's genuinely match-turning. That is a genuine match-turning effect to win the Rising Rush anyway. Genuinely match-turning effect, because Rising Rush do a lot of damage. So this can be a very strong supporter, but only in the right circumstances. You have to lose a Rising Rush anyway for you to hit this, so it's a little bit of a niche effect right here. But we going through the Universe Survival Saga with the GOAT 7th Anniversary Ultra Instinct Goku and Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Evolution Vegeta, as well as seeing shots of purple full power Jiren into the late stage of the Universe Survival Saga, where Goku is down for the count Android 17 and Golden Frieza step up in a legend rarity. Oh, they did the Rock Crush animation again. But yo, that disrespect. Also, nice cover change, but yo. Point blank death beam, yo! That's actually insane. Oh, nice rolling action too, nice. And then of course there's a legend action! And of course barrier from Android 17 as well. Go ahead, backstrike, and then of course we get the barrier explosion moment as well. Legend action, and then, yo! Look at that aura! Look at that aura! Golden Frieza's almost too gold in the shot, to be honest with you. And of course, there's Android 17 signature barrier punch, and I really like the end of this legendary finish. Frieza pulls in with his blast, and Android 17 is shooting in the opposite direction of his blast. That looks really good for an LF. I'm not gonna lie. That looks really good for a legendary finish. And of course, they sit there and reminisce in the pose of their card artwork. And of course, they have the upgraded visuals for that. Yo, absolutely insane character choice to start off the end of the anniversary and transitioning into normal times. Of course, Android 17, definitely a cool character. And Frieza, especially Golden Frieza, absolutely incredible. Me personally, yo, as a fan of Frieza, we absolutely take that. We absolutely take some Golden Frieza representation. We take that. We definitely take that. However, in the roadmap, they have said that the 3,000-day celebration for Dragon Ball Legends will be going on at the same time. And wouldn't you know it, here it is, the global release 3,000-day anniversary. Thanks a ton campaign is also arriving with an illustration of Goku, Shallot, Giblet, and the trio of Danger, Bergamo, Basil, and Lavender. I'm surprised I actually remembered those names. And then, of course, Zaha looking on menacingly in the background of the shot as well. But that is all of the information that we have for the simultaneous 3,000-day anniversary campaign on top of Legend 17 and Golden Frieza. Honestly, very good pick. Amazing picks overall. Like, just in terms of representation, we absolutely take having Babidi in the game, and absolutely love another 17 and Angel Golden Frieza to join the fight with very, very, very strong capabilities that we will get into in just a moment. But yo, they absolutely cooked with this release, minus Bandai being Bandai, honestly. Like, ooh, man. I just honestly want Bandai themselves, like, not even Legends, just Bandai themselves to get their act together, honestly. They need to shut their lips up on some of these games, y'all. For real, for real. But, hey, this is peak. This is honestly peak. It really is peak. Like, y'all, this is crazy. Yo, this is amazing. Like, what in the actual aura? Like, he literally gets so much aura just for his legendary finish. Not saying he doesn't have aura outside of it, but man, Do they really amp things up during the LF for sure? Yeah, absolutely. Fan-freaking-tastic. Of course, I do want to mention, we do have 2 headlining characters from Universe Rep, from the Universe Survival Saga, joining Dragon Ball Legends as well. So this is going to be a fairly long celebration, and then we're going into Legends Summerfest, and that will be all for quarter 3 of Dragon Ball Legends, and I mean by that of July, August, September. That will cover all my bases there. With that being said, first of all, I will mention before we get into the kit, we still have 450 penny! We still have 450 penny! And if you do not know the math yet, I'll just do it for y'all right now. 440 divided by 40 is 11. 11 rotations times 3,000 Chrono Crystals, yes, plus carry the 1,000. That's 34,000 crystals is the 450 pity, because it's 11 rotations plus 1 more multi. That adds up to 450. Like, dog. That's just... I cannot believe we're starting that trend going forward. We're literally taking the best banner format and just making it every single banner, including all the reruns. Yo, absolutely fantastic. Let's just move on to the kit, y'all. I am absolutely ready to... They're broken. Let's go. Alright everyone, breaking down the abilities of Android 17 and Golden Frieza. Android 17 himself is blue, and they both have the tags Android, Twin, Universe Rep, Frieza Force, Otherworld Warrior, Transforming Warrior, Lineage of Evil, and are from the Universe Survival Saga. But I want to stop and say, we love how tags work in this game, to where they get every single tag, and I say this because Dokkan does not do this with their duo units. They give them only the tags they share. So, yo, they're going to be on so many teams, number 1. And number 2, their Z ability is Universe Rep, Android, Lineage of Evil, base strike attack, and blast attack, and a further boost to Universe Rep, base blast defense. And their strike arts deal impact damage on activation, damage 10% plus for 20 counts, and their blast deal impact damage and on activation damage plus 10% for 20 counts. However, one of their 2 held cards is a blast card with armor break. Very good to see another armor break character on that held card. Furthermore, the blue card deals massive impact damage on activation, special move damage plus 50% for 3 counts, nullifies endurance for 3 counts. Also, if the unique gauge is release type, cancel enemy buff effects, and all enemy damage received plus 20% for 15 counts. The green card on activation draws a card, key plus 50, cancel attribute downgrades, abnormal conditions, ally health 10% plus. On hit, nullify. Special cover changes for 5 counts. Enemy Dragon Balls -1 twice. All enemy health restoration -25% for 10 counts. Comboable into strike, blast, green and blue. And of course has blast armor. And of course the blue card and the strike card also have armor as well. So you can be free to charge and accept against the armor break. Which this character does again, it does have armor break. So do keep in mind that armor break will be running around. The switch ability tag switch is into Golden Frieza, draws the blast arts next, key 50, blast damage 50% for 5 counts, and all enemy damage received plus 20% for 10 counts. Starter ability damage 340, damage guard 320, key recovery 70% up, draw speed 1, endurance 40%, Ally damage 20%. Ally Universe Rep Android Lineage of Evil Damage Guard 10%. Ally Health Restoration 15%. Nullify Ally Attribute Downgrade Abnormal Conditions up to 3 times. All uncancelable. Yo, I should mention this now. They're a support type. Yo, and they're an insane support type. Like the must-have kind of support type. Like, they're so good, and I haven't even gotten to the first unique ability, and this is just absolutely insane. But I'll get into my final thoughts when I read all of this, okay? Alright, unique ability on enemy confrontation. Health 10%, switch gauge 20%, enemy key minus 20, on battlefield entry or return to standby. Draw 1 card if hand has 3 or fewer, key plus 30. Actually crazy, by the way. He draws a card on return is insane, by the way. On Artsu's activations reset on switch, nullify cover changes 5 counts 1 time, ally damage 10% for 15 counts, and enemy health restoration minus 15%, 20 counts 1 time. When hit by enemy arts, nullify damage received element disadvantage 5 counts 1 time, activations reset on switch and tag switch, and ally sub counts minus 1. On return to standby, based on number of times hit by enemy arts, count share between Android 17 and Golden Frieza, counts reset on switch. First and on. Ally health 10%, all enemy arts cost 15 plus for 10 counts. Third and on, ally damage plus 30% for 20 counts uncancelable. Enemy key minus 100 while not defeated, and enemy activates special move Ultimate Awakened Arts of Rising Rush. Damage guard 70% for 3 counts uncancelable. Also, if it's an Ultimate Awakened Arts of Rising Rush, sub counts minus 5, cancel enemy buff effects twice, and those activations are saved between 17 and Golden Frieza. Special cover chains against Strike and the Blast, and the unique gauge starts as switch ability into release type. When the unique gauge becomes full through switching, switches to release type, draws a card if hand is 3 or fewer, health 20% 2 times, activation saved between 17 and Golden Frieza, key 40, cancel attribute downgrades while release type. Damage 80%, draw speed 1, protect key, and overdrive gauge charge rate plus 50%. Release type. When unique gauge reaches 0%, switches back to switch ability, and the switch ability type charges on tag switch, and release type decreases gradually when on battlefield. Legend action is a high area. On legend action activation, key 50, ally special move damage 20% for 15 counts. Also, if unique gauge is release type, destroy a card, then draw a special move arts next, and comboable into your special move. Golden Frieza is a green unit, very fun to see more typical tag switch units instead of the... I love the fusion tags, don't get me wrong, I love my fusion tags, but I also really like to see the regular element switch tags as well, so that's very, very fun to see. But Golden Frieza is green, while 17 is blue. His strikes have the same effect, blasts have the same effect, special moves have the same effect. The green card increases his Dragon Balls instead of reducing them. The switch ability, instead of boosting a blast damage, Golden Frieza boosts strike damage and draws a strike arts next instead of what, a blast? Yeah, instead of a blast, he draws a strike. Okay. Let's see here. And his unique ability is the same. Special cover change is the same. And of course, the gauge keeps itself as well. So, absolutely nuts. I'm not gonna lie. This is a crazy health support. I'm just saying this guy might be must run. These two men might be must runs. I'm not gonna lie, cause they're an insane support. Yes, the first support type legend character. They came out with a bang with this one. Right after Anniversary, they really came out with a bang. But with that being said, my final thoughts. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Most players do not have the currency to be summoning on another banner after Part 1 Ultra, Broly Legend, Double Game Winchell Legend for Part 2, Ultra Spirit Bomb Part 3, After Party Vegito Blue guaranteed with 7000 CC, and with the anniversary just wrapping up today, the best celebration ever, there's like no way. However, if you, by some miracle, if you have enough Chrono Crystals, I'd say go for it, honestly. They are an insane support character. Insane. And with a month of Universe Rep, even if you're like, I'm not gonna lie, I wanna skip and wait for the next character. The next character is Universe Rep anyway. They're going to be the best friend of this support unit who supports everybody but gives more support to Universe Rep! So you actually want to run him if you want to run a Universe Rep Android and Lineage of Evil specifically, but he does have universal support anyway. So this is just a very, very, very fantastic support type, and honestly, Legends has not only been improving their overall design philosophy, yes, they have, no arguments, they have been improving their overall design philosophy, kit readability, as well as actually making support characters feel like insane broken support characters. Like, what? They've been dropping crazy good supports recently, and this is no exception to that rule. So, let's get into my final. Alright, everyone. Honestly, the only L that this celebration is taking so far is the fact that it got leaked, but otherwise, this is absolutely amazing. I so love this absolutely insane support character. Absolutely insane. We are going to an insane place right after the 8th anniversary, and the game is being left in such a good spot to carry us to the next big celebration, because we literally, for every celebration moving forward, we're getting the best pity in Legends history, and Legends has genuinely improved, changed, morphed itself so freaking much within the past, not even year, just like couple of months even, but they just been evolving just so hard, and I absolutely love it within the game and even outside of it, with the release of support characters and cards for not only the Giblet deck and the Shallot deck released about a year ago, they're doing a Shalette Yellow deck as well coming out in a couple of months, along with support for the old Legend starter deck. So that is absolutely insane. And want a way to get into not only this fantastic Universe Rep, Universe Survival Saga campaign, but into Legends celebrating 3,000 days, which I do want to mention this real quickly. Let me open up my phone and go into my status details on my profile. Just give me one moment to go ahead and get into that. Status, boop, 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 boop. Total days logged in, 2,663 days. And I gotta say that it'll be almost a year until I get my 3,000 days. So if I don't skip any days, hey Siri, what is 3,000 minus 2,663? Now, what exact date is 337 days away? Wednesday, June 30th, 2027. So it's going to be about a year until I celebrate 3,000 days personally. I have been playing since day one. Thank you, Siri. You can go now. But personally, I have been a little bit slacking on some days, as you can tell, but I'm still very, very proud. That is something I can definitely celebrate after I literally graduate college, 9th anniversary. It's just gonna be a grand old time for me to celebrate that as well, but absolutely fantastic. Yo, I'm genuinely, this game is genuinely here to stay for freaking sure, especially as we got all 3 parts had top grossing. Insane how we did that. That's nuts. That is absolutely nuts to me that still happened, y'all. But with that being said, hopefully y'all enjoyed, and I am genuinely excited for the future of Dragon Ball Legends after the best celebration. We're unfortunately saying goodbye to that, but we have a lot to look forward to in the future, so I am not bitter whatsoever. So with that all out of the way, I am going to get on out of here, and I'm very much looking forward to the storyline of Dragon Ball Legends continuing to develop and grow. And let's continue to grow and develop together. Happy 3,000! And until next time, signing off of not only this video, but the 8th anniversary itself.